This is what the result path will be like. That is the voting process, which has 7 steps. After the close of polls, then what? Next slide, please. After the close of polls, these are the people who are allowed into a polling station. The first one is IEBC. This is under the law. I have already indicated under the law who are the people allowed and the counting. We have the IEBC officials, we have the presiding officers, we have the deputy presiding officers, we have polling and also counting clerks, we have accredited political party agents, we have accredited media and personnel, we have accredited observers, and any other person authorized by the commission. Next slide. What does the counting process involve? The counting process involves, 1, we expect the presiding officer to break the seals. After they break the aperture, we expect them to be in the presence of party agent. We expect them to empty the content of the ballot box. Those of you who have an opportunity, you can interact with the counting process, which will be happening shortly at our booth. They unfold the ballot. They determine the validity of and sort out the candidate. They fill Form 33. Form 33 is a tallying form where you basically tally like you do the simple maths. 1, 2, 3 are allocated to this candidate. And then after that, they fill what we call the A series. The A series are the forms filled at the polling stations. The A series are for Form 34A for presidential, for National Assembly, for County Assembly, for Senator, for Governor, and for County Women Rep. They then seal the ballot box, they announce the results, they transmit the results for presidential, then to the county, constituency, and the national tallying center. They then deliver the results to the constituency tallying center. Next slide. So essentially, this is what I was explaining. All this A series form, 34A for presidency, 35A for member of National Assembly, 36A for member of County Assembly Ward, 37A for governor, 38A for senator, and 39A for county women representative to the National Assembly are filled at the polling station, and those results are final. Next slide. After they have filled from the A series, they then move to the constituency tallying center. Those are the 3 tallying centers. We have the constituency, we have the county, and we have the national tallying center. Next slide. After they have filled, they then transmit the results. We had an earlier session on technology. The KIEMS is what will be used to transmit the results, and a photo image of the result form will be taken and transmitted. Next slide. After that, they then move to the constituency tallying center. The A series move to the constituency, and at the constituency, next slide please, the A series are then pushed into what we are calling the B series. Those are the same officials around at the tallying center at the constituency. I don't need to go into the details. Next slide. You can see the graphs there. The A series, the 34A become 34B. 34B, that 36A become 35A become 35B, and so on and so forth until the 39A, which for county women to the National Assembly. After that, the winners are declared for the National Assembly and of the County Assembly. Next. Then after that, this is a new requirement. The commission at the constituency, these forms are all scanned and put in the electronic document management system. The document management system is where the public is able to access the information from the forms. This is expected to happen at the constituency after the 34B are completed, and also in addition to the 34A series. Next slide. After that, the forms 37A and 38A and 39 move to the county tallying center, and then 34A and 34A and B, that 4A and B move to the National Tallying Center and for gazettement and archiving. Next slide, please. At the County Tallying Center, The same is replicated in terms of the tallying center. Those are the people allowed there. At the county, the Bs become Cs. So 37B, 38B, and 39B now are converted to Form 37C, Form 38C, and 39C. Next slide. After that, the county returning officer is then expected to announce the winner for the county governor, winner for senator, and winner for woman member to the National Assembly. After that, we scan those forms. The returning officer at the county is expected to scan the forms and then post them at the electronic document management system for the same thing, to improve transparency and for the public to be able to access the forms. After that, those forms are then taken to the National Tallying Center for purposes of archiving. Next slide. At the National Tallying Center, those are the people allowed under the law. It's the same as the polling station, county, and constituency. The 34A and 34B, we now have a 34C series, which Professor Gulia, who was here earlier, spoke about in terms of presidential verification and tallying. And then that is the Bs and Cs, that is what happens. Next slide. The other forms, and then after we're using the 34D, the chairman then declares the presidential election winner. Next slide. As you will see in terms of display of the results, the display of the results will be displayed differently, will be displayed at the county, constituency, and the national. Next slide. The presidential results will be displayed at the National Tallying Center, like I've said. And then we will then upload all the forms, including the A series, the B series, the C series, and the D series in the electronic document management system. This is a new development for purposes of enhancing accountability and for the public to be able to access information in as far as the results are concerned. After that, the chairman then gives the result to the Chief Justice, incumbent, and then the incumbent president and the gazettement. That brings to an end my presentation on the election results management framework. It's for a purpose of being able to appreciate that the Commission has put in place enhanced accountability in as far as the result path is concerned, so that when you leave here, you have clarity on how the results will be counted, announced, and declared. Thank you very much.